I'm wearing nothing but a tie when Taylor comes home.
Who knows? It's totally up to them being happy. Um, we don't know anything for right now.
Welcome back, Swifties, NFL diehards,
Her outlook on life and how she is just extremely talented.
and baby name obsessives. Today's story is something straight out of the ultimate celebrity crossover fanfiction, only it's real life.
I think she's a role model for all women.
We're talking about a newborn baby whose name is shaking the internet, uniting Taylor Swift fans and Kansas City Chiefs loyalists in a flood of emotional reactions, memes, and "Oh my god, are they serious?" comments. Her name? Kelsey Taylor Grace. And if that sounds familiar, it should, because, yes, it's a deliberate tribute to the headline-dominating couple of the year, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. But this isn't just some cheeky nod to pop culture. This name is a heartfelt homage, laced with multiple layers of meaning, hidden Easter eggs, a splash of football history, and an unexpectedly emotional backstory that's made fans laugh, cry, and totally lose their minds. And if you're into deep dives like this, where celebrity culture meets human connection, go ahead and like this video, subscribe for more untold stories behind the headlines, and drop a comment below. If you had to name your baby after a celebrity duo, who would it be and why? Because today, we're cracking open the full timeline of how Kelsey Taylor Grace became the most talked about baby name on the internet, and why this one decision from two down-to-earth parents is triggering worldwide feels. It all started with new parents, Haley Richardson and Robert Dillon, just your average Midwestern couple with a love for football, pop music, and heart-centered storytelling. When they had their baby girl, they weren't just thinking about what sounded cute or trendy. They were thinking legacy, meaning role models. Haley had followed Taylor Swift for years, not just for the music, but for the way Taylor navigated fame, heartbreak, and success with poise. She told Today.com that what won her over was not just Taylor's discography, but how she handled things like the Scooter Braun controversy and stood up for artists' rights. Meanwhile, Robert had been a diehard Chiefs fan since childhood and saw Travis Kelce as more than an athlete. He saw him as a man who gives back, who shows leadership on and off the field, and who radiates charisma without ever being arrogant. Together, they landed on the name Kelsey Taylor Grace, a name that felt like a tribute to two icons who shaped their personal values and could someday inspire the same in their daughter. And yes, it went viral almost immediately. Once their baby name announcement hit Facebook and Instagram, fans from both the Swiftie and Chiefs camps caught wind, and soon it was all over TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter. People posted reaction videos with tears in their eyes. Others edited montages of Taylor's performances and Travis's game day moments, all with the name Kelsey Taylor Grace flashing across the screen. One fan even made a fake Time magazine Person of the Year 2045 cover with a grown-up Kelce holding a Grammy in one hand and a Super Bowl ring in the other. The name sparked such a wholesome yet wild wave of reactions that even non-fans chimed in saying, "You know what, this is adorable, but if you thought that was the whole story, buckle up." In true Taylor Swift style, the couple confirmed they had embedded a hidden Easter egg in the name, one that no one had spotted at first glance. The baby's middle name, Grace, wasn't just picked for its elegance. When paired with the baby's initials KTG, it subtly referenced a third icon, former Kansas City Chiefs tight end Tony Gonzalez. Robert confessed in the interview that Tony Gonzalez was his childhood hero, and that including the initials TG was his way of quietly honoring the player who shaped his passion for football long before Kelce rose to stardom. This wasn't about overshadowing Travis, it was about building a bridge from one generation of greatness to the next. The subtle tribute sent the internet into detective mode. Fans started creating flowcharts, tracking the layers of influence. Tony Gonzalez led to Robert's love for football, which led him to the Chiefs, which led him to admire Travis, which intersected with Haley's love for Taylor, which combined into a name that no joke felt like a personalized Hall of Fame lineup. And here's where things got even more cinematic. Robert and Haley weren't just honoring celebrities for their careers. They were honoring them for their character. In a clip from their baby shower, Robert stands beside a table stacked with Taylor-themed cupcakes and Chiefs red balloons, explaining how they hoped their daughter would one day emulate the generosity of Travis and the resilience of Taylor. He said, "These people aren't perfect, but they're authentic. They show up, they give back, and we want our daughter to grow up with that kind of spirit." This wasn't clout chasing, it was aspirational parenting. Reaction videos poured in from other moms who said they felt validated for naming their children after people who've inspired them. One woman with a daughter named Serena after Serena Williams stitched a TikTok saying, "You don't need the name to be unique, you need it to mean something." At the core of this story is a deep emotional undercurrent, the way fans connect to public figures not just as celebrities, but as symbols of strength, perseverance, and growth. Haley explained in a voiceover clip that she first admired Taylor Swift during her 1989 era, but what really moved her was seeing Taylor evolve in real time, standing up for herself, her fans, and her beliefs. Meanwhile, Robert said that watching Travis Kelce lead his team through both triumph and loss gave him hope during his own hard seasons in life. He described Travis as someone who brought joy without ego to the sport, a rare combination. So when the time came to name their child, it wasn't about copying headlines. It was about giving their daughter something to strive toward, something to ground her in values like grit, grace, and giving back. And yes, the fact that the name Kelsey Taylor Grace sounds straight out of a pop star's tour poster didn't hurt. But even with all this emotional depth, the internet being the internet, people naturally wondered, what if Taylor and Travis break up? What happens to the name then? Would the tribute feel dated or awkward? The couple addressed that head-on in their interview. Robert said, "Whether they stay together or not doesn't matter to us. What matters is who they are as individuals. If anything, we respect them both separately, more than as a couple." That answer struck a chord. Fans praised them for not getting swept up in the celebrity relationship hype and instead focusing on the long-term impact of two individual legacies. In fact, the couple joked that the baby's name is bulletproof because it stands strong even if the public narrative shifts. That sense of stability of naming with intention, not trendiness, is what really made people fall in love with this story. It felt grounded. It felt real. To bring even more weight to the moment, Haley and Robert also shared their hopes for their daughter's personality. They want her to be confident but kind, ambitious but empathetic. They imagine her growing up learning guitar while tossing a football in the backyard, knowing she was named after two icons not for their fame, but for their impact. Haley even said she's saving videos of Taylor's speeches and Travis's interviews to show Kelsey when she's older, so she can see what it means to lead with both fire and heart. It's that kind of long-view thinking that really turns this name into something legendary. It's not just a tribute, it's a time capsule, a love letter, a blueprint for what it means to live with purpose. And let's not forget the sheer cultural fusion this name represents. In a world where fandoms often feel separate music versus sports, Swifties versus NFL Twitter, this baby united them all. The reaction wasn't split, it was unified. TikToks showed Chiefs fans dancing to Cruel Summer, Swifties rocking Travis Kelce jerseys, and everyone collectively screaming, "Protect baby KTG at all costs." It became a moment of joy, humor, and connection at a time when the internet often feels divided. Even parody accounts got in on the fun, with fake baby endorsements from Nike and reimagined Eras tour posters featuring a toddler in sparkly shoulder pads. And all of it felt wholesome, not mocking, just celebratory. And just when you thought the tributes were done, one more moment sealed the emotional impact. At a recent Chiefs tailgate, a group of fans held up a custom onesie with KTG embroidered in glitter, and one fan even created a mashup fan song blending Taylor's Enchanted with NFL game audio and crowd cheers. The caption, "From Swiftie to Sideline Star," that single clip hit 1 million views in 24 hours. It wasn't about virality. It was about unity, nostalgia, and how powerful a name can be when it carries more than just syllables. So, what does all this say about how we think of names today? Maybe it says that names aren't just labels, they're launch pads. They carry meaning, memory, and aspiration. In naming their daughter Kelsey Taylor Grace, Robert and Haley weren't just tipping their hats to celebrity culture. They were stitching together their personal stories, their heroes, their struggles, and their hopes for the future. And in doing so, they reminded us that the people we admire, the moments we live through, and the names we give can all intersect in ways that are surprisingly beautiful, deeply emotional, and absolutely unforgettable. This wasn't just a baby name story. This was a masterclass in how personal narrative can turn a simple decision into something timeless. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive. If this story made you smile, think, or even tear up a little, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe for more celebrity moments that go deeper than the headlines, and leave a comment. What would your Easter egg baby name be? Would you go pop star, athlete, or something completely unexpected? Until next time, keep chasing the real stories behind the sparkle, and remember, sometimes the quietest moments hold the loudest meaning.